I'm very excited about my next guest coming, just because I was hanging out with some colleagues of mine, man, and they were talking about their friends. They're quite old. I mean, these guys are, look at me talking about somebody being quite old. I'm old myself, man. But they're sort of like in my age group and slightly older. And the stuff that we're going through, I mean, I can't talk about it here, but it all boils down to one thing, man. They had reached retirement age, but they were not having enough money to do simple things that they needed to do. And I felt so sorry, man, to grow up and get to that age and still be dependent, something not comfortable at all. So I'm glad that my next guest is here today because she happens to be the Group Chief Marketing Officer of Data Bank, and she's here with us, and we're going to be talking about retirement and investments, man. Put your hands together, show some love for Gillian. Hammah! Very good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, KSM.
And your timing is great, man. Your time is great.
I'm very glad.
Yeah.
To hear that you were hanging out with your friends and you realize some of the
Oh, man.
It's no joke.
It's no joke.
It's no joke at all.
And when they were talking, I'm like, wow. So it's so great that you are here today, because we don't think about retirement.
It is my pleasure. It is. And you are right. It's both the young people, most people don't think about retirement. And I think part of the reason is that people think once you start thinking about retirement, then you are thinking about death, which is coming after. And so I think the whole concept sometimes just scares people more than it should. But the downside of not thinking about it is that you're not planning for it. And if you don't plan for it, I can guarantee you it won't end well. And, most of us, we're here, we're working. You finish university, maybe 25, you've finished your degree, and you work until 60. So that's like another 35 years. What most people don't get is that when they hit 60, they could still be in retirement another 30 years. So almost your whole working life, you will repeat again. This time, though, you won't have a steady income. And you'll be getting older, you won't be able to do as much as you could. So it is no small thing when you push aside the concept of retirement and think, it's coming, I can get to it later. It really, my heart bleeds for people who do that because they don't realize the impact.
Yeah. And I sort of understand that thinking, though. I'm not saying it's right, because they think, but I'm young, I have time, I have all these plans, I'll be making some mega money. It never really occurs to you that, hey, you get to some point where you have to start thinking about this.
A lot of people, especially the younger guys, they think that, okay, they have to get married, so they need to put money aside for the wedding, the engagement, the list that they get from the parents, all of those things, or they need to buy a car, or they need to buy a house. And what they don't realize is that if you start preparing for retirement from when you are young, the amount you will need to put away, KSM, will be a fraction of what you will need when you start thinking about it at age 45 or 50. Yeah. And if you don't mind, like I'll share an example. So let's say you've got somebody who's age 25. So we'll take a group of people who all want 1 million CDs by the time they reach age 60. And how many people don't want 1 million CDs? Now, take somebody who is 25. Yeah. And this person is going to save monthly until they get to age 60. They will get an annual return of 15%. So I'm being very conservative, in line with Treasury bills. So we're not very aggressive here. That person at age 25 would need to save 89 CDs a month to get to 1 million CDs by age 60. Now,
89?
Yes, 89 CDs a month. Now let's say at age 25 you say, I'm too young, I've got time. So let me wait till I'm even 30 because let me clear a few other things first. At age 30, same return, same goal at age 60, but now you need to save 180 CDs a month. Just because you waited 5
Okay.
years.
So you shot from 89 to 100
To 180.
To 180. Okay.
Let's jump to age 40. So you've said, I need to have my kids first, I need to put them in school, I need to take care of these things. So you've waited till age 40. Now your 180 is now 762. 762. And you have a lot of people who wait until they're 50 to start thinking about it and actively planning. They've been thinking, but they've been delaying. And at age 50, suddenly you need 3,800 to hit the same target. How many people have 3,800 in their pocket just to put away and still pay their bills, still take care of everything else? KSM, time is one of the most critical
That's
factors.
3,000? 3,000?
3,800. I think it's like 3,842, but 3,800.
Wow.
Because of time. The only thing that changed is time. So when your friends are sitting and solimoning because they don't feel like they have what they need to take care of themselves and still their family, a lot of it can be traced back to planning and starting early. And the other thing that I look at is the young people. A lot of them are getting older, like they're getting married older. So you have some parents who think, okay, you know, my children, when they get older, they will take care of me. But if your child is 35, newly married, just having a baby, how much disposable income and time do they have to now take care of you, the parent? So, I mean, for me personally, and Data Bank as well, we always say that it's a good thing if children can take care of their parents, but it shouldn't be your lifeline. Whatever you get from your parents should be a bonus, or from your kids rather, should be a bonus. Because if that's what you're putting your hopes on, many of them may not even be financially ready to help you. And now you're putting a strain on them and their marriage, because then you start to think about the husband and the wife, and they need to take money and give to the mother. It creates friction. All of those things are unnecessary if you had started planning early. That's the thing. Retirement, KSM, it will come for all of us. It really will. And we need to treat it with respect. We do.
To the young ones out there, man, this is directly to you, man. This is your time. Don't wait 1 year more. Now, today. No, seriously, it creeps up on you, you know, before you realize, you know, you've grown and you realize you don't have the kind of income that you want to get, and then, hey, you're at a loss. So I realized also that Databank did some retirement tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did recently in June, July, we did a 5-city tour. So we went to Takrady, Takwa, Tamale, Sunyani, and Ho. And in each location, there was our CEO, there was a panel. So we had our CEO, a representative from SNIT, and then someone from the HR function. And the whole point was we were there to educate, answer people's questions about even Tier 1, Tier 2. Most people don't know how it works. They don't know that if they're in the informal sector, there's still an avenue to contribute. So it was about educating them. And across the 5 cities, we had, I think, well over 1,000 people across the cities. But you hear some of the stories that you hear. It is just shocking. And there was one gentleman that we met, and he actually allowed us to share his story. So it's on our website. But he is 51, and he spoke about the fact that 9 years from retirement, he has nothing saved. He doesn't even have a plot of land. At the time, we were in this auditorium, and there was a high table, and he was saying he didn't even have a plot of land the size of the table.
Wow.
Because he had spent his whole life taking loans. And each time he took a loan, he struggled to pay it. So he would take another loan to pay that one.
Yeah.
Most recently, he had taken a loan, I think it was for about 14,000. He hadn't finished paying it off, but he had already paid 36,000 to that 14,000 loan, which means that the interest alone that he is paying, if he had the opportunity to save that, it would be different. So the message is that, you know, it sometimes for some of us, it looks like it's late, like time is running out. It's never too late. It may mean that you have to adjust your expectations. So the lavish lifestyle you may have wanted, you may not be able to get. But it doesn't mean that you still can't retire comfortably. The key is you start. You start, because this man, he still has 9 years. You can still do something in 9 years. And after that, you can continue to do something as well. So I mean, for us, the key was just to bring more awareness across all the age groups, all the functions, all the different kinds of jobs that there are. Because you take it for granted that people who are maybe even more educated or more higher up in the professions are better prepared. Many of them are not. Many of them, they're not prepared. So we're very, very grateful to have every opportunity to talk about retirement.
Great. Now, for all you young ones out there who are listening, please, the time is now. And because next year, you had the breakdown that she gave. It's better to do it now than wait. So please, and there's a special. You have a number they can call, young ones who are listening who can call right now, and then.
So there are 2 numbers. I'll give the main line, then I'll give a second number that is like our retirement hotline. And they can try either one, but the main line is 0302 610 610. Then the second number is 0577 289 133. So I'll repeat it. 0577 289 133. And as KSM said, the young people, guys, don't wait. Old people, it's not too late. You can still, sorry, I didn't mean to say old people, like more senior people. It's never too late. You know, the best time to start, if you haven't started already, is today, regardless of what age you may have. So please, just do something. Start. If you have already started for yourself, start for your kids, start for your wife, start for somebody, and tell people, because this retirement is not something that is just for you alone and you keep to yourself. Prepare yourself, prepare your family, get your friends to prepare. Then you won't have people coming to you for loans. and that's it. But you know, we're very, very grateful.
Great, folks. So the number is on your screen right now, and we call it a retirement hotline. It's not for those who are retired, but just to get you thinking about retirement.
Answer any questions.
Any questions, please feel free to call now. Gillian, thank you so much for coming back, and we'll have you here again, I'm sure.
I look forward to it.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
You might not walk again. So sorry.
We don't need you. You don't even belong here. You are done. You are fired. Get out. Get out.
We tried our best, but it was too late. Everything is gone. Burned to the ground. A shipwreck.
In life, misfortunes are bound to happen. It could be your health, your job, or a disaster. Rather than put your hopes in friends or family, create an emergency fund to help take care of your problems while keeping you financially on track. Invest wisely. Invest